Hey, what is going on YouTube? East Tactics here, and I'm coming at you with a video tonight, and it's actually coincidental that I happen to be going through my center differential, replacing the innards with silicon, and I've got a video that I just dropped in regards to the details about how that impacts the vehicle. But at this exact same time, I actually got approached by a company by the name of Super Clean. They just shot me an email and said, hey, we've got some products, it's a degreaser. We thought maybe you'd want to have a shipment of it, and you know, if it works on your product or if it works on your RC car for miscellaneous things, we'd love to, you know, have you maybe make a video or, you know, pit it up against other things that you're currently using. Apparently they're proud of their product and they see that it could add value to our industry, right? So what I did was I'm gonna go ahead and test it out. So as you can see here, I've got my center differential removed. You know, it's obviously been leaking on one end and I didn't realize it. But one of the things that we do when we're cleaning out our center differentials, or any of our diffs for that matter, if we break a pin or if we break a planetary gear, or we need to go in and just open it up and make sure there's no chunks of metal in there, clean it out completely. One of the products that I've always used is this stuff called QD Cleaner, and it actually does a good job of dissolving the diff fluid and just kind of making your life a little bit easier. Other people seem to think that using a brake cleaner will work. I found that the brake cleaner doesn't quite work as well as the QD electric cleaner. However, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try out this product right here, Super Clean. And it's not expensive. It costs no more than a bottle of this stuff. And I guarantee you that this is gonna last you about 10 or 20 times longer than an aerosol can of this stuff. This stuff seems to disappear really fast. So anyway, I was looking at the product sheet that they've got right here, and you know, you can actually use this stuff around the house for miscellaneous things. It's got different dissolve ratios for different projects, right? In the full strength category, you've got auto parts, engines, tires, and stuff like that. I'm gonna assume that this bad boy, which isn't any kind of stainless steel or anything like that, I'm gonna want to take advantage of using the full strength stuff, right? So just keep that in mind. You can dilute this stuff to certain degrees. I'm pretty sure all this information is also on the back of the bottles or whatever. Now, they did send me a couple of different variants of their product. They've got an aerosol spray can, which I've got sitting here next to Simple Green, and this is a foaming product, so is this one, foaming Simple Green. And then they've got your straight up just spray the solution. This is what you would again dilute if you were using it for certain projects. So you want to make sure you do dilute it to whatever level you're needing it for. And then they also sent me this bottle here, which is a foam nozzle, which will spray a foam. When you spray the foam, obviously it sticks to things a lot better and lasts longer. So anyway, so today what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take apart my center differential to get it prepared to throw in the silicon and clean all the differential fluid out. And I'm gonna put different components of the diff house in all three of these bottles, and we're gonna just do the swish test, and we're gonna see which one kind of dissolves the differential fluid and the greases and stuff like that better. And then I've also got, this is my old body that I just kind of threw in a drawer after I ripped it apart. And basically this section and this section, we're gonna do a comparison. So I'm gonna use the foaming spray. We're gonna spray a swatch of it right here. And then we're gonna use Simple Green and I'm gonna spray a swatch of it right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let them sit for probably, I don't know, the duration of time while I'm working on this, just to basically see which one does a better job. And we'll see if, you know, this company's product is what they claim it to be, right? Set it right here. All right, so now I'm gonna just dig into my differential, get it opened up. All right, so as you can see, pretty nasty. And this stuff is always kind of a bit of a nightmare, especially if you want to get it cleaned out. So we're going to fill up each one of these jars with a good portion of the solution. So we'll start with Super Clean. Let me just Alright, so usually this is one of the more nasty things to get all of the diff fluid out of. And so we're going to drop these items here into Super Clean. We'll drop the spider gears inside of the cutie cleaner, and we'll drop this into our brake cleaner. Now, I guess for the fun of it, while we're waiting, take a little bit of our Super Clean, spray it here, Cutie electric cleaner, brake cleaner. All right. Here. Let's take a look. Still kind of sticking a little bit. Cutie electric cleaner, same spots. Smearing. And I don't think I was able to get enough of the brake cleaner on this, so I don't even know if I should bother. That's just gonna, so that's super sticky. But this is interesting because like this stuff is like slippery and smooth. This is like kind of sticky. So I'm definitely noticing there's something about the Super Clean right now that is providing like a, I almost want to spray it on this spot right here. I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute, and we'll do one more good. So anyway, yeah, now this has been sitting for a second, like check this out. It's not smearing. As much as I rub it, it's not like smearing like all over the place like this did. If I use my nail, it's interesting how it just, definitely, yeah, see, look at that. See how that just rubbed right off? And this one, you know, didn't. And this is from the Cutie cleaner. I just rubbed, like, I just barely rubbed it. This one's requiring me to do a little bit more, like, polishing it off and kind of smearing it off. So, very interesting. All right, let's see the results. First, let's open up the brake cleaner. All right, let's take a close look at this. So there's still bit of grease on there. Did a pretty good job. As you can see, there's still some grease on here. Didn't rub all the way, it didn't kind of come all the way off, but not bad. I think I would have liked to see that get in there more and in there a little bit more deeper, but is what it is. Right. Let's take these out. Looks like I have to manually pull these apart to help create that separation. All right, so now let's get this open. And this is the one that I wanted to have the actual cup in, because usually that thing's full of grease still when you've soaked something. If that stuff is completely gone, I will be impressed. So, all right, so it didn't quite, it didn't quite get in there and dissolve it per se as much as I was hoping it would. Right? So, okay. So here is the spider gear, the planetary gear, and it's still, so yeah, it's still pretty caked with grease. Doesn't quite attack diff fluid as well as now diff fluid, some would argue that it's not a grease, you know what I mean? It's more of a, I don't know, different substance maybe. But yeah, when I stick my finger in there, it's still gobbed in there, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dump this out. And we're going to drop these into the QD or cleaner. It's definitely got more of a soapiness to it than, but here's the, and that's supposed to be basically, you should be able to see straight through that. Okay. All those are now in the QD cleaner, and we are going to fill it up a bit more. All right. Okay, let that sit for a second. Let's take a look at this. So, on the simple green side, it really didn't seem to make any sort of a change. Now I'm going to rub it. Okay, now let's take a look at what the Super Clean did. So the super clean is actually taking off a little bit of the black paint that is on this. So it's definitely a more potent cleaner. There's definitely something to say about it. Now, I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Like, I don't think I would recommend using the super clean on your RC car to like actually clean the car, because the simple green is a lot more, I mean, maybe it comes pre-diluted. This stuff is potent, especially straight spraying it. I mean, it's taking off the black paint that's on this thing, as you can see. So that's very interesting. I wouldn't use the super clean on something that's got a paint job on it that you want to, you know, you don't want to tarnish, but that is something to say about the super clean in the fact that it's able to take off paint. Like, there are certain cases where you've got, you know, some sort of a thing where you want to remove a more of a deeper stain. This super clean might work absolutely great for that. It's a little bit too, especially in its non-diluted form, it's a little bit too rough for the RC cars. And, you know, based on this test, when it comes to the diff fluid dissolving, it doesn't exactly dissolve the diff fluid to the needs that we're looking for. So I'm gonna dump this out, and then we're gonna see how well the Cutie cleaner did. So Cutie cleaner is definitely the product you want to use for dissolving your diff fluid for this specific project. Now, that's not to say though that the super clean doesn't have its uses. It's not exactly the best product for dissolving diff fluid. I was really impressed though with, I mean, what it did to the metal here. I'm not saying that, you know, your goal is to actually remove the paint off stuff, but it's definitely a stronger product that's going to attack different things. I'm definitely glad that they sent me this product, because I plan on using it on different things around the home or whatever. It is recommended though that you kind of read the instructions and you understand, you know, how much to dilute it. It definitely has its uses. However, I don't recommend it for our RC vehicles. When it comes to spraying the whole body down to kind of clean it, this simple green is a lot more, it's not as harsh, and so you can count on it to kind of just do the job for getting your vehicle clean, and not, you know, if you accidentally let this stuff sit on, you know, some of your metals, it could eat away at the coating on it or whatever, because it's stronger. And as far as the differentials go, the diff fluid, the Cutie cleaner, hands down, this stuff just dissolves diff fluid like there's no tomorrow. So I still recommend this stuff. I do want to thank Super Clean for sending me the product to see if this was a compatible fit for the RC industry. I'm gonna say that it's not, but I do think that there's a special use case for this product. One of the things that I did notice when I had the grime on here was the Super Clean, when rubbing it off of this fiberglass or this plexiglass, it just kind of came off clean with no streaking, no smearing of the grease, whereas the other two kind of smeared a little bit before they came off. And so I can see that it's definitely doing something unique, but just not necessarily for RC stuff. Anyway, guys, that is a wrap up on the head-to-head battle between, you know, the Cutie electric cleaner, brake cleaner, and Super Clean. I hope it was a little bit entertaining for you. I did want to at least kind of put the product to the test because they sent me this stuff, you know what I mean? The overall takeaway of this video should be that Simple Green is an amazing product for cleaning your vehicle. Here's the video to kind of showcase how I clean my RC car top to bottom and some of the tactics that I incorporate. And then the other thing is that QD cleaner is still #1 when it comes to our specific use case of dissolving diff grease and getting in there and just making this job right here a lot easier. As you can see, I've gone in and I've dumped out all of the components onto this this little white rag, and I mean everything is looking really good. So I did not have to rub this stuff off. It basically just looks as clean coming straight out of the QD cleaner. Obviously the most telling thing is just inside of this thing, you know what I mean? So I'll go ahead and drop a link for the Super Clean in the description. So check the description for a direct link to Super Clean. You might have other cases where you could use this product. It is a unique product, and I would say that it's a must-have to have in your arsenal. So check the description so you can pick it up. Also check the description for links to the Simple Green and the QD cleaner. Brake cleaner is another, you know, these are the 3 products that I have been recommending forever, and they still stand to be the 3 leaders as far as what you want to have for your RC setup. This for cleaning your RC, this for getting the differentials worked up. I like to use the brake cleaner alongside with the QD electric cleaner because they both work pretty good, but this one for me, hands down, is what you need to dissolve diff fluid. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this comparison video. I'll get back to my original project, which is to get the silicone earplugs inside the differential. Separate video. More than likely I already dropped it before this one. East Tactics, out.